Practice today. This is an excellent football team we're going down to play, and they're an uncommon opponent. You know, they only show up on the schedule once every 4 years, and it's good we have an extra day to prepare for them. They're very well coached, and but I thought we're off to a good start.
You know, I know the next game is always the biggest game, but is this game big for reasons beyond being the next game?
Not necessarily, no. I mean, it's a big, important game against a very good team, another chance for us to improve as a football team and take another step forward, but beyond that, not really.
What have you been most happy about with your defense, and where does it most need improvement?
Yeah, I like the way they, you know, after the game, in the beginning of the game, obviously we gave up the 15-play, 80-yard drive, and then I thought we, you know, held down there, you know, pretty well. I mean, the only other touchdown they got was when they had a 12-yard touchdown drive. I think they've made plays when they've had to. The statistics may not bear out that we're, you know, a great defense at this particular point in the season, but we're playing well on third down. We're playing relatively well in the red zone, and we're making some plays.
And where do you most need improvement, do you feel, on defense?
Yeah, we got to do a better job. Obviously, tackling. Fundamentally, we got to do a better job there, and our run defense wasn't up to standard last week. There's no question about that. And you know, we could use improvement really in all phases, but those are two things that jump out.
So, what is getting Rashard Matthews involved and now having 4 receivers out there catching passes for this offense?
You know, he's a tough guy. I mean, he likes football. He's very competitive. He catches the ball with his hands. He likes to compete. You know, we kid around. He thinks he's a good player, which is a good good thing to have. And you know, he likes to play the game. He likes to practice, and it's good that he made a nice contribution.
And how much does that help Ryan and just the offense in general now, having just another receiver, another option?
No, absolutely. It's you know, these guys play fast. They play a lot of snaps. They play hard. We ask a lot out of these guys, and the more guys you can have to keep guys fresher, I think it's great.
With Cam, we all know what his mentality is like. He's a warrior out there. Do you sometimes have to protect him against himself? And also, what does he need to show you this week to be available?
Yeah, you know, all great competitors want to play, and so you know, we certainly would never put out a player that we thought wasn't ready to play the game and protect himself. So we'll just see how practice goes.
Marvin Austin, you bring him in yesterday. He was on the practice field. What have you seen from him so far? What made you want to bring him in?
Well, we had a workout with him last week. We brought him in and worked out a bunch of guys, and he stood out as a guy that, you know, if we decided to make a particular move, he would be at that position. He would be a guy that we would target, and he looked like he's off. You know, he's learning the defense. It's a quick study. Obviously, he's got to get caught up real fast, but he seems to be doing well.
He was a second-round pick just 2 years ago. I mean, do you think he still has a lot of potential?
We believe so. You know, again, we've just been working with him really on the field for one day, so it's hard to make, you know, a ton of evaluations on that.
The Von Martin was a little puzzling because he wasn't on the injury report, and then he never left the game Sunday with an injury. Did he actually get hurt on Sunday, or was it after the game?
Yeah. You know, any roster move that we've made, Adam, as you know, is done in the best interest of the football team. And I can tell you in regard to the injury that we are in full compliance with NFL league rules in regard to that. So, but beyond that, I'm not really going to get into the specifics of it.
You know, what has Rob Ryan brought to the Saints defense?
They're playing very well. I mean, they're very multiple. You know, both from a front standpoint, a personnel standpoint, a coverage standpoint. You know, he probably has a great reputation as a pressure coach, and while that's certainly true, they're playing very fundamentally sound. It's not that they don't pressure; they still do, but they're playing well. They're playing fast. They're getting off blocks. They're tackling well. You know, pursuing to the ball. The D line's showing up. I mean, just all the good, you know, kind of good fundamental principles of defensive football are showing up. He's done a real nice job.
What sort of matchup problems do you foresee with a guy who's as talented and just as athletic as Graham is?
Yeah, well, one of them obviously is the size and the length. I mean, that jumps out at you, number one. He's a natural ball catcher, as we like to say. You know, he can go up and extend and get the ball, catch it away from his body, and put it away. And he's got a knack for making big plays, not just down the middle, as you guys are probably well aware. They'll split him out. They use him in a variety of different places, and he's very effective. So it's going to be a challenge.
Joe, from your perspective, why has Ryan grown the way he has last year to this year?
Yeah. Well, I think a couple things, Bob. I mean, he's got 1,000 reps in the bank. That's number one. So we think his play speed's a little bit better than it was a year ago. You know, we think some of the guys that have come to the ball club, Brandon, Mike, those type of players have helped him a little bit. Brian's a guy that he has a lot of faith and confidence in. And so I think all of those things, I think the experience, the play speed, and the different maybe weapons that he has at his disposal have helped him.
You know, people talk about the Superdome and how loud it gets when the Saints get going. Does any team in the NFL really have an advantage in that area, whether it's Seattle or a dome?
Yeah, I think it can be
team?
tough. I think it can be tough. You know, when the guys really get it rolling there. I mean, to give you guys a little history, I have to make a joke. My career started at Tulane University, and I think we had average about 15,000 fans a game there. But it can be very loud. Yeah, it can be very loud. So yeah, I think it can be an advantage, those dome stadiums. Again, if you're not playing well and they get the momentum going, it can get tough. It can get tough to get out of that. So, you know, we really feel it's important for us to get off to a good start.
How long do you spend down there?
A couple of years.
Got any restaurant recommendations?
Nah, it's been so long. It's been a while ago. It's been a while ago.
What's the joke?
Yeah, I know. I guess you guys. Well, my history. You guys should know some of the history of my. You know, you should have looked at my background, for God's sake. I have a master's degree from there, but none of you. I'm sure you could tell from the discussions. All right, there we go.
In terms of Nolan Carroll, I'm not sure you expected him to be the starting cornerback for the majority of the season so far, but what have you seen from him in terms of his growth that he's made from when you first got him to where he is now?
Yeah, he's just more. I think he's more consistent. You know, obviously he's made the one real nice play on the ball in the first game. I think it was the first drive of the first game. But you know, he's a competitive guy. You know, he's very competitive. He comes out and works hard every single day, and he's certainly gotten better. I think his transition's gotten better. I think his coverage ability has improved, and you know, I like the way he plays the game. He competes. You know, you can put your head at night at the pillow and know that guy's he's gonna give you everything he's got.
Is there ever concern about, a lot of people say that maybe you should swap Brent Grimes to the other side because teams seem to be trying to match up Nolan versus their best receiver. Is there any concern that teams go after him?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, we've done some of that, and we'll do whatever we think is in the best interest of our defense as a whole to stop the opponent. We're certainly not opposed to doing that stuff.
Joe,
A couple more questions, guys?
Joe, the fourth quarter has been very good to you so far this year. When you watch the tape, what do you see? Does the intensity level increase? What types of things do you see?
Yeah, I mean, I think in a couple of those situations, I think it's more a function of our guys. They invest an awful lot of time into this profession, and they're hungry and they want to win. So when you get in the fourth quarter, you got to step up and make plays if you want to win games. And I think it's more that desire, that chemistry that the guys have together. They want to get this thing done, and they got to do everything they can within their power to play as well as they possibly can. I think that's probably more so than any play call or anything else that may occur during the fourth quarter.
Joe, what would you like to see from your running game? I mean, as far as yards and yards per carry, what contribution should they make?
I'd like to see a little more explosive. We had one explosive run, and again, they all count. I've been around the game long enough that every single run counts. Both sides of the football. You could play great run defense on 25 snaps, but if you give up a 70-yarder, you're still giving up 5.5 yards a run. So, I mean, they all count, but I'd like to have a little more consistency in terms of the explosives. That we could get 2 to 3 a game every single game, as opposed to none against Cleveland and 2 against Indy and 1 here, and just more consistency. I do like the fact that we haven't had as many negative yardage plays. I think we're making some progress there, but certainly still have room to go.
Hey guys, we'll wrap up the